Before we begin today's episode, we would like to share a quick disclaimer. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by the hosts and guests on this podcast are their own personal views and are provided in their own capacity. All content is editorial, opinion-based, and intended for entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Silly Goose Society. This is Ange, and I'm with Goose Springsteen, otherwise known as Kyle. And I really don't, this is the second week in a row that I don't really know what we're talking about this week. Because this is all Kyle. So, hi Kyle.
Finishing this episode. And by this episode, I mean the episode from before. So we're doing this episode to conclude the other one.
Oh, so we're doing part two.
Halo. We're doing Halo part 2. That was
Halo
Never
part
mind.
2.
Never mind. Anyone who knows the games knows that, sir, finishing this fight. It's like one of the greatest fucking lines. Anyhow. Where the hell were we?
Oh man, we ended up in a really deep philosophy.
No, we're not talking about the falafel.
Falafel.
Before falafel.
Before the philosophical stuff.
No, I remember. Okay, cool. Yes. The greatest cutscene in all of video game history,
yes.
Which then leads us to yes, we crashed into New Mombasa in Africa. We're there and so on and so forth. Yes, okay, yeah. So then I think I was going mission. Well, I don't want to go mission by mission because that's what I was doing. We'll clean this up. Everyone gets to hear right now. Like, I'm thinking out loud. Like how I'm talking right now is how I'm talking at think speed. I'm actually slowed it down a little bit, but still.
He's processing.
Yeah, there's no visuals. Otherwise, we need just pause me and just hit the buffering thing in my face.
Yeah, we need some like hold music or elevator music.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, all right. Anyhow, fuck it. We'll take it back from that one. So yeah, then after you blow up the fucking ship, you have to go on land to try to find, like, to follow the other big fucking ship that just kind of just went through the defenses, like, out of this whole entire massive space battle that's going on. One ship is just like, fuck you guys, we're out of here. And obviously it's the capital ship. And you got to follow that one down, and it goes to one specific country, town area. It was like, it could have gone to the entire planet. There's a fucking reason why it went to this city, town, mega city, New Mombasa.
Okay, it is this game 2? Is this the second game? This is
still Halo 2. This is like mission 3 of Halo 2.
Okay, so we're still in 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why, I always like go back to these. These are like 2 of my favorite fucking missions, if I'm being honest. I don't know why. Yeah, so you get shot down by this, like, you're flying into the city, whatever, and then during that cutscene, you pick up the transmission. Another really great scene in this one. You pick up the transmission and it goes like, oh, the signal that they're doing, it just keeps repeating. Regret, regret, regret. For those of you who don't know, name of regret is one of the prophets. So there's the prophets of truth, regret, and mercy. Anyhow, so the prophet of regret is the one who's leading this invasion of Earth. And so it's just regret, regret, regret. And so Sergeant Johnson, who's actually a Spartan 1, think of every like quintessential like sergeant from any military movie ever. Black dude, cigar with like a really shitty attitude. I'm telling you, he's a Pone from Aliens.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm telling you, they literally they just copied him and they put him in the Halo games. I promise you, it is just the sergeant from Aliens.
Nice.
Black dude, mustache, cigars, and just a grizzly shitty attitude. But like, they had to like CGI his nuts down to fit on screen because just like the biggest balls you've ever seen. Anyhow, he gets on the comms and he just goes, "Dear humanity, we regret being alien bastards. We regret coming to Earth, and we most definitely regret the core just blew up our raggedy ass fleet. Hoorah!" The 2 pilots just go, "Hoorah!" It's like the most Marine sergeant thing you've ever seen in your fucking life.
Ooh,
it's hilarious.
You know how I feel about that.
Well, it's not like that. He's not like barking orders.
Okay.
He's talking shit.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I know he barks plenty enough orders. Yeah, you'll have fun with that sometimes. But it's just like I said, that's him just like talking shit about like that's what the message is saying. So the thing is regret is like, yeah, they regret being dumb fucks and we're kicking their asses. And then a giant walker Scarab, that's what it's called. It's a super fucking tank thing that shoots you guys down, and then you got to fight your way through in that one mission, a bunch of assholes, and then the mission after that one, you got to go blow up that giant tank thing. It's so much fucking fun. You got to like jump on it, like blow it up from the inside, all that kind of fun shit.
Now, quick question. Can you start with game 2 and then just like kind of know, or are these games like you really should start with game 1 and go through?
You can. Yeah, you can start with number 2. You can fucking start with number 5 for all I give a rip.
That doesn't help me.
I know it doesn't. Well, no, you can't start with Halo 2. You're just not gonna understand some little like there's little callbacks and like little things here and there and like other characters that have developed and whatnot. But there's like so many new people that they introduce in the second game. It's almost like starting over, honestly.
Okay.
Because the first one, they just kind of, they made the first one like a semi-standalone. Like they didn't have plans for it to be like this massive franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says. Like at the end of the first one pretty much ends with a bow on top. And you don't have to. There's just the most of a cliffhanger you get is Chief going, I think we're just getting started. Which like, that's not that much of a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then the second one just kind of starts from that. Like even you don't even meet like so the person who they call the I think I talked about it in the first episode. You know, this character that they call the Arbiter. He was like the lead, shipmaster. Like he was the general, like in command of the fleet that chased you off of Reach, and that technically you were engaged with in the first one. You never see him. He's never referenced, whatever. He's introduced in the second game. So even him, who was quote unquote, like massive crucial antagonist in the first game, you don't even meet until the second one. Like they just wrote him in to give the story much more depth. So yeah, like dipping your toes in the franchise in the first one doesn't even come close to like how massively necessary the first one is. But the second one, I would say you have to, if anything, you have to play the second one before you play the rest of them.
Okay.
Like you can't just start with 3 if you're going to really give a shit about like the story and how this happens and that happens, because like the massive changes happen to them. Like, I mean, even the fucking prophets get introduced in the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But while it activates its hyperdrive, so as you blow up that giant tank, the Prophet of Regret is like, oh shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. I need to get the fuck out of here. So he goes to do like his hyperdrive bullshit in the city, and when it does that, essentially, like in the Halo universe, what they call a slipspace or hyperdrive, whatever, you like open a portal to go through. Apparently, when you're on a planet and you open up a slipspace rupture, it's essentially setting off like 5 nukes. So like when that portal closes, it's bringing like there's essentially like a massive explosion and shockwaves that happens afterwards. So it's making a jump in the middle. So picture like right next to the Empire State Building. This massive interdimensional portal opens and this huge fucking ship is just going through it. And then when that happens, it's like the movie Independence Day. It's just massive destruction, right?
Okay. Yep.
Well, as it goes to make that jump, you know, you guys get in your ship and you just like kind of sneak in right behind it, and then you just so now you're just dragged fuck knows where in space. But while that's going on, we're gonna jump a little bit ahead to Halo ODST, because that's where ODST takes place, is in that city that you were just in.
Okay.
So that one's happening in parallel with Halo 2. ODST was the first. What?
Does ODST stand for anything?
Nope.
Okay.
No, that's a joke. No, ODST, Orbital Drop Shock Trooper. Think of it like your Navy SEALs.
Okay, got it.
Think of them as like the Navy SEAls. They were the most elite fighting force the UNSC had until the Spartans were developed. So the only thing above an ODST in badassery is a Spartan, is the Master Chief.
Okay.
So literally. So think of like what you see in like movies, what they do actually funny enough, what they call halo dropping, high altitude, low open jumps. You know, when they're all geared up, whenever they have those giant masks on and they jump out, they're checking their gauges and all sort of kind of fun. You've seen that in movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's what our people do. The ODST are literally dropped from orbit. So a spaceship flying over the planet, they drop out of these fucking pods. They literally shit out. Like they kind of remind me of the escape pods from like A New Hope. They kind of look like that one.
Okay.
So once again, you got to have enough room for the massive scrotum that you have to be one of these fucking troopers. But anyway, as you're in the middle of a combat drop, because same thing. So like if that's going on and the orders are, the Covenant came to this one city, we got to find out why. While the chief kicks their ass, we need to find out why they're here trying to kick our asses. So like you're literally in the middle of the drop and like, you know, on the screen, you're seeing the ship, whatever, you see the whole, oh shit, that's what takes place during that mission in Halo 2. And then it happens and then boom, everything goes to shit. So now you're like scattered all throughout the city and you have to like piece together. It's almost like a mystery kind of puzzly thing. Your character, you have to wander the streets of this now like kind of bombed out / occupied city. And it's like, you know, this day is, you know, you go to this one area and you find a clue. You look at the clue, and then the next mission, you know, it's like a black screen. It'll say like, 10 hours earlier or whatever. Okay. And then you play as a different character, and you play through that mission. At the end of that mission, it brings you, oh, so that's how that helmet got lodged in the wall there. And then you cut back to your character, the Rook, and then you go scouring the city again, and you find another clue. And same thing, you do that back and forth until the last like 2 or 3 missions, and then it all comes full circle. You all your forces kind of rally, and you kick the shit out of the remaining Covenant forces and whatnot. And yeah. Okay. And then so at the end of that game, you find out the reason why they chose that, why the Covenant chose that city, was because there was one of their gods, or the Forerunners, one of their massive ships called Juggernauts, one of their ships is buried under that city that crashed there like 1 million years ago. Remember when all the Forerunners sent all the ships out to escape the flood and whatnot, and then they crashed on them, and then the Covenant was founded because they started worshiping the people in these ships? Yeah. Yep. Well, this is the ship that landed on Earth. Oh, okay. So they went there because you need one of those ships to activate a specific portal to get to what's known as the Arc, and the Arc is what creates the Halo array, to what makes the Halos. And since the first one was destroyed, they could only be fired from the first one was destroyed, and then when there's a remote shutdown of a Halo, they can only be like hard reset or factory reset from the Arc where they were made. So that's why they went to New Mombasa, was to find that artifact to get to the Arc to remake the Halos. Okay, got it. Yes. Yes, was that one? Back to Halo 2. Oh, and at that part, that's when you get introduced into the Arbiter, and you kind of go back and forth. The rest of the game, you kind of go back and forth between a mission as the Arbiter, a mission as Chief, a mission as the Arbiter, a mission as Chief. So the Arbiter was he was an elite. Like I said, he was a general for the Covenant, but he was shamed and also the kind of shit. Shame. Exactly. Shame. Anyway, so their title of Arbiter is like the most suicide of suicide missions. It's like it's a massively important role. You only answer to the prophets. Like that is it. He is above any and all else, but he's also like disavowed. So like he's not a part of like their military. He's not a citizen of their Covenant anymore. Nothing. He is literally just an instrument or a weapon for the prophets. But when he's sent out on a mission with somebody in the Covenant, they have no he has no jurisdiction. They have no jurisdiction. They can't tell him what to do. He doesn't have to listen to them. He does whatever the fuck he wants. But they all have to comply. But like, you want to talk about like the most dangerous missions ever. Like,
oh yeah,
that's why everyone was okay with him being named the Arbiter, because they're like, like, you're gonna die. You're expected to die. So
okay.
deal with it. But it is seen as a great. So if you do complete your mission, it's like that's how you regain your honor and you're welcomed back into it, kind of a thing. So you're sent on some mission because they're like, oh, there's this one guy who's a fucking heretic against our Covenant. Go kick his ass. Well, then you go and you find out that he's not a heretic. He just found out the fucking truth. That the great journey, what the Halos are, is weapons, and like they're gonna literally kill us all, and the prophets are going to kill us all. But you do as you're told because you're a good little squid face, and you kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, you kill the guy who was labeled as a heretic because the floating eyeball from the first one, Guilty Spark, the Oracle. I think I talked about him in the first one.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's like you think of him as like the manager, like the of the Halo array. So the Forerunners made them in like this little floating ball. He's the one in charge. He's like in charge of the Halo. He can operate the Halo, from there. Well, like I said, that thing is just doing its job. It was, so the Covenant shows up and they're like, oh, Holy Oracle, what is this magnificent thing? It's literally a death ring that's going to fucking kill you and everything in the galaxy. Huh? Yeah, that's what your great journey is, bud. It's a massive suicide mission from your shithead fucking paraplegic asshole priests. And he's like,
Jesus.
Can you prove this? Yeah, I can prove literally everything. Show me. And so he shows him. And he's just like, and then that, like I said, then that guy went, and he was like, dude, we're all going to die if we keep listening to these dudes. And then those dudes found out that he was talking shit. So like, he's a heretic and he sucks. We need to kill him. And so you do. And so you go and you do that. But, as you play through more of his missions, you find out that, then like the Arbiter's like, you know what? Maybe this guy was right. Maybe the prophets are wrong. Maybe the ball is actually going to kill us all if we don't stop. So there's all that kind of turmoil going on. Because it's funny, they keep referring to the ball as Oracle. And he was like, he's literally like, you call me, why? That's literally not my job. I'm literally just like Hank from HR. Why do you call me that? You guys are so fucking stupid. It's kind of funny. I hate him because he is incredibly poindextery. Like, he's very C-3PO. You know what I mean? Like that goody two-shoes. He's just an annoying dick. It's just the way he talks. But like I said, it is kind of funny because everyone's like, more or less, it's kind of think of it like this. Was it like Jesus has been worshipped as this like amazing Messiah and yada yada. He turned water into wine and the fishes and breads and stuff and things like that. And then like that little bit they had in family, you go back in time and he's really just like a fucking slob. You know what I mean? It's like finding out that Jesus was like an actual like piece of shit is essentially what was going to happen in this video game's religious lore. It's all lies. It's all deceit. It's all horseshit. I mean, maybe actually using Christianity, but I digress. I digress.
Isn't everything sitting on a throne of lies?
It's sitting on a throne of lies. Anyhow, it is just kind of funny though, because he was like, "Stop worshiping me. I'm literally just a guy, a bald guy. Doesn't matter." Yeah, so then you get a slipspace with the chief, and then you're on a new Halo ring, and then you got to go kick the Prophet of Regret's ass because he's a punk ass bitch. And that's a really fun mission too, because the Halos are so pretty. They're so pretty, like absolute majestic, the bluest of waters, the greenest of everything. Just gorgeous, so deadly.
Gorgeous but deadly.
Yes.
Song title.
Yeah. A Latina woman. Anyhow, Yes, what's really funny is that you literally beat his ass at the end of like that mission, the mission after, when you have to actually fight, your little boss battle with the Prophet of Regret. You physically beat him because like his whole thing, you got to like sneak up on him and you jump on. He's in like a big floating hover chair thing. You jump onto it. You're like holding him by the throat, and you just beat him. You physically beat him to death. You just punch the shit out of him. It's funny as, yeah. Especially because there's the little secret findy thingies in the game. They're called skulls. It's like little cheats and little buffs and debuffs that happen. So like one makes the enemy stronger, makes them shoot things, makes them shoot more accurately, blah, 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 that kind of shit, right? Yeah, there's a couple of just fun ones. So one of the most famous ones is called Grunt Birthday Party. So one of the little enemy guys is the grunts, the little short bullshit guys. If you shoot them, if you have that skull activated and you shoot them in the head, you hear like a cork pop and confetti flies everywhere, and you hear little kids go, "Yay!" It's funny as hell. I swear to God, you got to put that on. It's so funny when you get that one. Well, one of them is called like Turn to 11 or something like that one. All that skull does on that mission, in that specific part of the mission, every time you punch the Prophet, it makes like a guitar noise, like "dow, dow, dow, dow." It's funny. It's the small shit.
Yeah. It's
the small shit in games that's just the best. Well, then they find out that you're there. They're going to kill you. So now they're going to use one of the big capital ships. They're going to blow that building up because you're inside. You just killed one of the Prophets. So like a scorched earth kind of thing. So you jump into the water. And then as you're in the water, you hear this really creepy voice start talking to you from the murky depths of the water. Like, another has been chosen. Blah, 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 whatever the fuck he says. And these giant tentacles come drag you into the murky depths. And then you play a bullshit mission with the Arbiter. You play 2 bullshit missions with the Arbiter. And now the Flood is on the Halo. So the Flood has now made it to this Halo, the secondary Halo. You're sent on a mission. The mission that he's sent on is to get what they call the Sacred Icon. It's just the fucking ignition key. It's literally just a key.
Okay.
To fire the Halos. So you go to get that there. Well, spoiler alert: the humans beat you to it. So there's Sergeant Johnson and Commander Keys. They're about to get. They're gonna grab the key, but then the Arbiter shows up. And he kind of fights with them and so on and so forth. And then, I didn't talk about him all that much. Either way, there is another faction in the Covenant called the Brutes. They're just like, they're a cross between like gorillas and like rabid dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, so
nice.
There's these beastie, hairy, snarly, barbaric sons of bitches.
And what are they called?
They're called Brutes.
Brutes.
Very original. The big brutish enemies are called Brutes. Very original. Either way. He's kind of like, the main one, like the leader of them, the general, if you will, Tartarus of the Brutes.
Uh-huh.
He's your professional rival. Think of like Michael Scott and Toby, right?
Oh, okay.
So he actually is like the bootlicking, ass-kissing general of the Covenant. Well, you're sent on the mission as there's all right, cool. So Tartar shows up. He's like, okay, cool. I've captured all the humans. Now I've got the icon. Congratulations, we've completed our mission. And then the big crisscross applesauce happens there, where he was like, hey, the Prophet sent me here to kill you because fuck you. And so yeah, then it was all a big setup, and so you get knocked down to this big pit. And then he gets grabbed, and then the Arbiter gets grabbed by those tentacles. Next cutscene. The giant tentacles bring the Master Chief and the Arbiter, and the now assimilated into the Nexus, the Prophet of Regret, and the Monitor from the first Halo, or the big Oracle thingy from the first Halo. And then this is where everything is revealed to everybody. Well, the giant tentacles are attached to the most fucked up and disgusting looking, the piranha plants from Mario. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, think of it like I can't even think of, I don't know exactly how big they are, but it's got to be at least like 12 stories tall, 15 stories tall. That's how big this fucking worm plant shit looking thing is.
Ew.
Like what the Sarlacc pit probably looks like in Star Wars, like with the big beak, like if it actually was out of.
Okay, if it was out of
like,
the thing.
yeah, so it's like a big beak on a worm-looking thing with these tentacles. That
Ooh.
is the Gravemind, or the Nexus mind that is the Flood. The Flood is controlled by this Gravemind. You take this thing out, there goes the Flood, right? So this thing here brings you and does the very long-winded way of saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I was like, listen, these assholes want to shoot these rings. You don't want them to do that because they're going to kill us all. You don't want them to do that because they're going to kill us all, and you want a little bit of revenge because they tried to kill you and so on and so forth. And I don't want them to kill us all because it was literally designed to fucking kill me. So, how about we all work together and we stop these assholes from firing this ring? Sound good? No? Good. And he just like teleports them the fuck out. And he sends one back to the Halo, which is kind of funny because then he sends the former Covenant guy to the Halo to go save the humans and fight the brutes, and he sends the human back to the Covenant, like he sends him to the Covenant like capital ship, High Charity. He doesn't know no layout. He don't know no nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time though, he's the motherfucking Master Chief. He don't need to know shit. He's gonna learn shit, and he's gonna blow shit up along the way. I always found that kind of funny in that game, but I digress. Yeah, so as the chief, now you're on High Charity, and you got to go fighting through a whole bunch of fucking Covenant assholes. At the same time, the Arbiter's got to fight through a bunch of the brute assholes that have now completely. There was like a coup. There's like a massive coup that happened in the Covenant. The elites, or the Sangheili, as they're called, the squid face people, like the Arbiter is, his race. They were the defend all, be all, protectors of all of the Covenant.
Okay.
Right. And then the brutes were just kind of like the new guys. They were like the second strings. Yes, they were part of the Covenant, but they weren't. It was like, and then completely orchestrated by the prophets. The other prophet was killed, and then they do the changing of the guards. Like, all right, one of the prophets was killed. The elites, you can no longer guarantee our safety, so we're going to give the job to the brutes. And the brutes are not going to be our personal bodyguard. Well, then they like unleashed the brutes and like killed, and like they said, they pulled a massive coup, and the prophets took like total control of the Covenant. Massive hostile takeover. So there was like loyalists and people who went rogue and yada yada.
Right. Okay.
So now you have a whole entire upheaval happening in this religious sect. So now the Arbiter's got to fight through a whole bunch of all that bullshit. And what's a little annoying is that you catch up with Sergeant Johnson and Commander Keys. They get to drive the Scarab. You don't get to drive the Scarab, the giant fucking tank thing that's now on this Halo. I mean, you get to fly Banshee, which is pretty cool, but you don't get to drive the tank. But
well, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's fun and all. Like, it's a cool mission and all. It's cool and shit. But, like, come on, man, to drive the fucking Scarab tank? Shit.
Right?
But I do think that Chief won in this one because that mission there is one of the absolute peak moments of the entire franchise. So now you're on, like I said, so you're on the Covenant's, like, capital homeworld thing, High Charity. You're there, you're fighting. Surprise, surprise. Guess what? Now the fucking Flood shows up here. I told you, these assholes are everywhere. You see why they had to create a weapon that destroyed everything in the fucking galaxy?
Yeah.
No matter where you go, they're trying to get a hold of you to extend your car's warranty for like no fucking reason. Right? Have you heard about your Lord and Savior eating the flesh of another? Like, fuck off. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, man, they are intergalactic zombie Jehovah Witness. That's what the Flood is. Intergalactic zombie Jehovah.
Don't bring up that religious trauma.
I said what I said and I meant what I said. I'm telling you, when you play these games, you're like, son of a bitch, they are like the fucking J-dubs, man.
Intergalactic J-dubs. That's the last thing we need.
Intergalactic zombie J-dubs. Parasitic J-dubs.
Well, I mean...
yeah, well. Anywho, I digress. So now, so it's like the last mission you play as the Chief in this game. It's like right before you get to like, you know, Cortana tells you, Chief, it's like right through that door, the thing you got to get, right? And she goes like, just so you know, you got to pass through like this massive like throne room thing. And Cortana's like, hey, so the Flood's in there and they're fighting what's left of the Covenant. She says, and I quote, "You might want to sit this one out." And then the door opens, and then, you're seeing rockets go through, and the other guy's leaping there, and there's the shooting, there's chaos. But as soon as that door opens, in the original theatrical cut of the game, because when they remastered it, I don't know, I need to know what fucking putz thought it was a good idea to replace this song.
Mm.
But they played the instrumental to Breaking Benjamin's "Blow Me Away."
Oh, wow.
Like, they wrote that song specifically for Halo. Like, you think on that, like, Ben for Breaking Benjamin and just that entire band are insanely massive Halo fans. Like, when they fucking play their shows, when they play that song, like, they'll have like screens behind bands and whatnot, and for like people who are really far away and all those cool things, like the cameras and whatnot, they will put the HUD from the fucking game. Like, you'll see like the health bar and like the weapon things and like the grenades and the ammo and shit, they'll have projected on the screen.
Oh, wow.
It's like the coolest shit ever. And like, you'll hear, and then they'll also like play like the noises from the game like during it too. So like right before the breakdown happens, you hear like the shield break, and then like as the buildup kind of comes, or like the big scream for like the breakdown, you hear like the shield like recharging, like the doom of the shield recharging. It's the shit. Fucking love it so much.
I'll have to look that up.
But it is like the most badass thing. Like, you're just like, who in their right mind is going to speed run through this? Like, you have one of the best Breaking Benjamin songs playing, and you get to run and you get to kill aliens and zombies at the same time. Who's skipping this?
Right.
Oh, it's fucking great. And then it's all cool. It's done. If you play it just right, the song ends and everyone's dead, and you can then go through the door and finish the mission. It's one of the most epic scenes in gaming. It's one of the greatest things in gaming they've done.
And let me guess, you have timed it perfectly.
Like 77 to 95% of the time.
Doesn't surprise me.
It depends, because if you're lassoing this game, absolutely not. That's the only time you're allowed to speed run through that, is if you're fucking lassoing. Lasso is called Legendary. Legendary All Skulls On. I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yes, then you go through that one. Like I said, okay, you jump back to Arbiter and the Scarab tank. You go this, that, and the other thing there. You got to fight Tartarus and the other brutes to get them to stop fighting the Halo thing. You kill him, and then that's when you find out about the Ark and the rest of the Halo array, and like how many there are, and that we have to go to this place called the Ark to fight them all, and so on and so forth. And then, this is where like the truce kind of begins between the Arbiter and at least Johnson and Keys, like, a little bit of a partnership happening here in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
During that bit with Chief on High Charity, Cortana tells him, "Leave me here in the system in case we got a remote fire. I'm not going to risk a remote detonation. Like, leave me in the system here in the Covenant, like, mega city. You go kick his ass." So Cortana is left on High Charity in this game. You get on the ship to now start flying wherever the fuck it's going to. And a massive heartbreaking scene as he's leaving. She goes, well, like, you more or less like, "I've made it." And she was like, "All right, go kick their ass." And then Chief goes, "When this is over, I'll come back." She cuts him off. She goes, like, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. So like, you're saying goodbye to Cortana there. You're leaving her there to go where the galaxy, right?
Okay, question though. Yeah. Why did he have to leave Cortana? Because wasn't she just like a chip in his helmet?
Yeah, but she's also like she's like the super mega AI.
Okay.
So she's now in like the Covenant mainframe. So she's anywhere and everywhere. She essentially is their mega city, their mega space city. Is high, like the Death Star, but it's more of a cone than a ball.
Okay.
That's what the thing is. So she's now in like control of it. So their plan is to get to wherever they got to go to stop the Prophet and destroy the rings. She's just going to redo what you do at the end of the first game. We're just going to overload the reactors of our ship that we crashed here. That'll destroy the ring, everything we got to do. She doesn't want to risk a remote detonation.
Uh-huh.
So she stays in the system.
Okay.
Like, if something happens this, something happens that, she goes like, I'm literally just a computer. I'm just a computer program. you can just re-download me wherever the fuck we are.
Got it. Okay.
She's like, I don't want to have to risk you having to push a button. I can fucking push the button. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why you leave her there. So she is the mainframe.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a really like kind of sad moment because like she's just like watching you super sad as like you're flying away on this ship.
Aw.
And yeah, then everything stops. Like I said, no, it goes to you know, then the last thing was, you know, you go back to Earth and you're like, Master Chief, what the hell are you doing on there? And you say, sir, finishing this fight. Cut to black. Well, then there's an end credit scene. There's secret end credit scenes in the game. So when you beat it on the hardest difficulty, legendary, when you beat the game, that difficulty, you get like a secret locked end credit scene kind of a thing. So at the end of Halo 1, it was Guilty Spark just kind of flying in space so that the Oracle thing lived. But even that, it was kind of just like a cutesy one. It wasn't like a cliffhanger. The end credit scene, the secret end credit scene to Halo 2 is you go back to High Charity. Remember, now the Flood is on there. The Flood has completely infested and infected it. And the Gravemind has now teleported himself onto High Charity. So the Flood now owned like the Covenant mega city. So think of like zombies in charge of the Death Star.
Okay.
So they have control of that one. And he's like talking about like, he's going on and on about like the infinite of knowledge to the universe and blah, blah, blah. I'm left with so many questions, this, that, and the other thing. And then Cortana flicks on and says, okay, shoot. So it's her like, you know, she's about to be, she knows everyone knows what's about to happen. She's going to be interrogated ridiculously by the Gravemind. Because like I said, she is all of the knowledge that ever was and ever will be in the galaxy. And that's a remotely intelligent organism that is as parasitic and deadly as it is curious in nature.
Okay.
So like if the Flood of the Gravemind gets the knowledge of the universe, I can't even think of a funny way to explain how fucked humanity would be. Just how fucked anything would be, because the Flood would literally take over all of space. Infinite space, the Flood would take over.
Ooh.
So that's not good.
No bueno.
Yeah, so now Cortana is left by herself with the Flood on that fucking ship thing.
Ooh.
Halo 3 do some pretty cool, badass Halo stuff, kicking asses, taking names, and you kind of picked up where, like I said, because in between Halo 2 and Halo 3 was when, I think that was when ODST came out. No, I think it was right after. Doesn't matter. ODST happens, then that's when you find out they're like, oh, they're here because the portal to the Ark, we got to find the stuff and the thing. So you're like, okay, we're here. There's this ship they dug up. You know, you could sum up you could sum up the first like half of the game, and just by saying there was a giant ship that the Covenant dug up. Humanity doesn't know why they dug the ship up. We got to find out where the fuck it's going. Well, then it takes off, and this same thing, this giant fucking portal opens up above it. They go through it, and it brings you to the Ark. So you take, let's see, like the elites that went against the Covenant are now teamed with you. So you now have some type of backup. And so the elites, Chief, and a handful of, you know, like Marines and humans, they go through the portal to get to the Ark to stop Truth at the Ark. On the Ark, doing badass stuff, kicking ass, taking names. You find out what you got to do, where you got to go. He's in this one building where everything is. It's protected. Shocker, fucking Johnson gets captured. So now you got to go save his ass because he's fucking incompetent. He's now, yeah, so like he's being held hostage there. You got to go save his ass with everybody. So now you show up there. Right at this point, guess who comes a knocking?
The Flood?
Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, the fucking Gravemind? The goddamn Flood fucking shows up on the goddamn Ark. Right?
Wow.
But not just any Flood. It's fucking High Charity. Like the Death Star. Like the flood-infested Death Star comes crashing into the fucking Ark. So literally all of the flood and the Gravemind and all that shit is now on this installation that the Forerunners have built. So to say that it has hit the fan is once again a massive understatement. Another enemy of my enemy moment, because you're like at the end of this massive hallway, Truth's about to light the rings and blow everything up and this, that, and the other thing. Well, now you and the Flood are working hand in hand to fight through the brutes and a bunch of what's left of the Covenant to stop Truth. You get all the way to the end. There's this big, he's trying to use Johnson to ignite the rings because humans can Forerunners and humans are the only ones that can activate the rings.
Okay.
Because of the whole mantle of responsibility that the Forerunners did. So it's like literally, so think of like I said, there was that husband and the wife, there was the librarian and the didact. The librarian was the woman, she was the more peaceful one, she was the one who liked humanity. She said that they are the peaceful, they are the rightful holders of the mantle of responsibility. She pulled a, oh God, what was his name? Mads Mikkelsen's character in Rogue One. Whatever. She intentionally put like that kind of fail-safe into the Halo arrays, that they can only be used by humans. Forerunners cannot activate them. They cannot activate them. Even if they wanted to try, they fucking couldn't. Only humans that had a specific gene, and that's a very confusing story we're not even going to talk about in Halo 4. But yeah, humans can activate the rings. The Covenant cannot, the Prophets cannot, nobody else can, but humans and Forerunners that are loyal to the Librarian, which is really funny. So he's going to use Sergeant Johnson. Truth is going to use his Johnson to activate the rings. And then Commander Keys, she comes flying in to save him, comes crashing the ship in and blah, blah, blah. She fucking wastes a bunch of dudes with a shotgun and all this cool stuff. And like a punk-ass bitch, fucking Prophet of Truth shoots her in the back. Big sad. Commander Miranda Keys. Commander Miranda Keys. She gets it there. Very sad moment in the game. Once again, there is a prophet bestowed before us upon their knees in agony. The Arbiter takes it upon himself to choke the Prophet of Truth and then stab him with an energy sword. Awesome. So you stop Truth, but there's still like 3 missions to go in the game, because as soon as you stop Truth, the Flood's like, hey, remember I said the enemy of my enemy? He goes, yeah. Well, our enemy's dead now, so fuck you guys, we're going to kill you and eat you.
Nice.
Right there. Yeah. They flip the fucking switch, and once again, you're back to fighting the Flood. Jeez. Now you go all the way to the end of this mission, so on and so forth. Everything starts kind of acting weird, and you're seeing like small hallucinations, if you will, of Cortana. And so you kind of follow them, like the little glitch things and whatever. And then for whatever reason, Chief pushes some button, this one thing, and then this big like blast shield in front of them opens up, and this huge thing starts coming up, and what the hell's going on, and yada yada, and this, that, and the other thing. It's the replacement Halo ring from the first one. So something told you to do that, to push that button, and blah blah blah, and yada yada, all sort of kind of fun shit. Now it's an incomplete Halo ring, so that ring cannot fire. If that ring goes to fire, it will self-destruct. It ain't right. Don't use it. Yeah. It's the fucking turkey baster from Thanksgiving with my fucking great-grandfather. That's what it is. Intergalactic space great-grandpa is like, something's wrong with the Halo ring. Don't use it. Bad stuff's going to happen to good people if you try to use this fucking Halo ring.
Throw it out in a yard.
Just throw it out. Just no one use this Halo ring. Next mission, for whatever reason, you're like, okay, so there's that giant ugly ship thing that I left Cortana on. I got to go find her. I replay Halo from its beginning, from like I said, from Halo Reach, and I play it all the way through to the very last of Halo Infinite. At least once, sometimes twice a year, I play every single Halo game. Anything and everything through it. I love it. I've rewatched the show that's not that good a couple times, but everyone knows I very much love this franchise. I have only ever played this mission twice in my whole fucking life. the very first time I played the game, so I didn't know what was happening. I had to play it. And the one and only time I ever lassoed the game. And I've only played this mission twice for 2 reasons. One, it's a fucking pain in the ass. It's a goddamn maze. I get lost every fucking time. All you're fighting is the flood. Ever. That's it. You're just fighting the flood on this thing. And all the different types of the flood and just how horrible they are and super strong and so on and so forth. And it's just gross. It's just gross. It's like whoever designed them, it's like everything looks like fucking like pimples and warts and like the inside of the human body and like there's gook and like sphincters everywhere. It's just not pleasant.
No.
It's
doesn't
not
sound pleasant.
It's not. So like I said, think of a sphincter the size of, think of an intestinal tract the size of the Death Star. That's what this mission is. It's just fucking gross. And the noises, like as you're stepping, you're squishing and you're hearing like that splat of like stepping through it. Everything's just gross. And you hear like the stick, like the noises you hear from fucking David Attenborough and his bullshit fucking centipedes. It's just that noise.
Oh,
this
God.
whole mission's just that noise. I'm so uncomfortable playing that fucking mission. I hate it. Ugh, just right now. That's what I should have said. You know what makes me uncomfortable? Call back to that episode. This fucking mission in Halo. God, I fucking hate it so much. If you couldn't tell. Well, you find Cortana, and you go to blow up High Charity, and get rid of the flood once and for all. She's got the plan of how to stop the flood, how to stop this, how to stop that, how to do everything. She has since found how to save literally everything. And that's when you find that you have to activate this Halo ring. Will it fire and cause destruction on a galactic scale? Yes. Is this ring going to then self-destruct, blow itself up, and then blow up the Ark? Also yes. But why is this a good idea? Thank you for asking. The Ark is not in the Milky Way galaxy. It's not even in the Andromeda galaxy. It's in a completely different galaxy. So the Halo array only just has a radius of like the galaxy.
Okay.
So humanity and everything else, at least in our galaxy, will be safe because we're not in our galaxy anymore.
Got it. Okay.
Which is actually really cool because like on the missions when you're on the Ark, if you look up, so that's one thing that I really like about the game too, is like the little details on it. You're on the Halo ring and the Halo ring is like a full circle. If you look, you actually see like you can follow it up and then you look up and you see the ring like goes above you and then it just follows. You can see like where you are like on the ring. And so I always thought that was like a really fucking cool detail.
Oh, cool.
But the same thing with the Ark. So the Ark isn't actual like a halo. It's almost like a weird bowl, almost like a flower. It kind of has like, or a star. It's like a crisscross. So it has like, you know, there's a something that makes a cross section there. There's the circle in the middle where the halo rings actually come out of, and then it has what is that? 1, 2, like 8 or like 10 prawns that kind of come off of it. Well, depending on where you are, and if you look out, you can see the other prawns. But if you look directly up, you actually see the Milky Way galaxy.
Oh,
it's really cool, like just like design and cinematography and all that kind of shit. It's really cool details like that I think are pretty dope.
Yeah, I like details like that in a game.
It's really, really cool. And just for continuity's sake, I think it's pretty dope. Anyhow, all right, cool. So that's what we got to do. So now on this mission, you got to fight so much fucking flood, and you got to go in there. You got to kick this thing's ass. And now it's you, it's Johnson, it's the Arbiter. You finally get into this thing. All right, we're gonna blow this thing up, and fucking you're there or whatever. And Chief's like, all right, Johnson, here's the key. Go fucking, let's go light this powder keg and get the fuck out of here. So you guys are doing so on and so forth. And now your little talking annoying HR representative, this fucking cocksucker, he comes in and he goes like, you will be happy to know that installation 009 is ahead of schedule, blah, blah, blah. And Johnson's just like, terrific. He's just like he doesn't give a fuck about his shit. And he was just like, oh, it'll be ready in such and such a time. He goes, we don't have insert whatever time he says here. And he goes like, what are you doing? He goes like, we're lighting it. But a premature firing of this ring will destroy the installation. He goes, deal with it. And then the ball turns from green to red. You know exactly what this fucking floating orb dick nuts is going to do. Spoiler alert. He kills Johnson.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. I know. Fucking cock. So clearly, you got to blow this fucker up. So you blow him up, and then now you're holding Sergeant Johnson, and he's like, the chief's like, I'm getting you out of here. And he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm dead. I do kind of love it, though, because it's the same thing. It is, they do one thing, another fantastic voice acting they do, and just the delivery of the lines. Is it kind of like a cliche moment? Yeah. But still, man, like, it's fucking
Yeah.
Sergeant Johnson, man.
Right.
That's other kind of shit. And he goes, send me out with a bang. So yeah, start the thing up. Everything's going to blow up and all that kind of bullshit. But that's funny because like you do it, like it starts, so like that room starts kind of falling to pieces. And then like the bridge you guys were on kind of tilts to the side and you see Johnson's corpse like slide off the bridge. It's kind of funny. It's a little funny. You see it just kind of go, Nyeh, and then whatever. So now one of the greatest runaway scenes in the entire franchise. You have to drive, I think the equivalent of like however many miles you have to go and outrun like the explosions and the flood and the debris because everything's falling around you and whatnot. And there's the ship. You have to do the massive final jump into the ship to fly off into the sunset or whatever. You land in the ship and everything's there. It's cool. You're going. The slipspace fucking portal thing is there. Mm-hmm. And once again, another beautiful shot that they do. So now the cargo bay is now open. And the cargo bay is in the rear of the ship. So it's like the back of the ship is completely open as you're jettisoning off through this portal. And then the shot is kind of like third person from behind Cortana. So she's looking at Chief. So you have like Chief kind of looking at you and you're seeing behind you, seeing like everything like exploding and all this cool, like whatever the hell animation or of the Halo getting ready to fire. Like right there at that moment. God's killing me right now what the hell they say. It doesn't matter. But then you go and you see like that and then like the screen kind of goes white and you see that the ship is like halfway through the portal. And the screen kind of goes white. And then back to humanity, they're talking about, the people, the Lord Hood's there and talking about the people we've lost, like a makeshift memorial that they have of the human covenant war. Just everything's been going on the past 3 fucking games.
Okay.
And there's all the different pictures of the different characters throughout the 3 games who have died. So you see Commander Joshua Keys, who died in the first one. You see Miranda Keys, the daughter who died in this one. Johnson, a bunch of other NPCs and other people there. And there's a really nice, when they remastered it, one of the original devs, like passed away during that one too. So they made a picture of him in like UNSC, like admiral uniforms, and they put him in there too. I thought that was really sweet that they did that.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, that's really touching. And then you see kind of cut into the panel that's like what like the memorial is of theirs is the numbers 1, 1, and 7. So it's at least leaning towards that, John didn't make it. For a reason Arbiter's there, but Chief and Cortana didn't make it. And also the kind of function. So yeah, it's a sad moment, and then it screen kind of cuts to black, and then you hear Cortana. Then Cortana starts saying something or whatever it is, and then the lights flicker on, and there's Chief and whatever the hell it is. The ship got cut in half, so when the portal closed, it literally cut the ship in half.
Oh, okay.
So they got stuck somewhere in some galaxy. Obviously not in that one because they're still alive, and not in the Milky Way galaxy because they can't reach anyone on comms in UNSC space, quote unquote.
Right. Okay.
So that's how that's how they put the cherry on top of the Halo series, is kind of, sort of, somewhat in a way, going full circle. Because when you first meet Chief, they get him out of cryo.
Yeah.
Cryo. So in this one, she's like, what are we going to do? He's like floating through the ship and get into a cryo chamber. And they're kind of talking. She goes like, it's going to be a long time before someone finds us. And he goes like, you know what to do. Wake me when you need me. And like the cryo tube like closes and like the lights go off. But then if anything, that made me more sad than Halo 2 because, okay, so Chief's going to go to cryo sleep. And in science fiction, he's just going to be, frozen in time. He's fine.
Right.
He's, whatever the hell is. Cortana's left on her own. Yeah, she's a fucking computer program, but still, you can tell she has intelligence. She has a personality. She's not just, she's not just, your fucking blender. Like she intentionally is the part of a human that makes them human. Like she has emotion. She has a thought process.
Yeah.
She is Like, depending on how deep and philosophical you want to get, she is a soul.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a physical body, and yeah, she has a hologram, but she is a soul. She is a personality.
She has sentience.
Exactly. She is that. She is existence. She's left on her own. And the ending of that game was like, wow, that was a great game. But yeah, it kind of left me like, I didn't think the game ended. It wasn't a happy ending.
Right.
I think the first one was only a quote unquote a happy ending because like whatever. But yeah, I always felt kind of sad at the end of that. I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. It just ended there. And then they went on and they did their spin-off games and their extra games. I think that's when Halo Reach came out. And yeah, after Halo 3, they did Reach and ODST. Those were like spin-off games because of like contracts with the studios and whatnot. That was the last one that Bungie made.
Okay.
That was the last one that Bungie themselves made. Because then Bungie then did Reach and ODST. And those were their last games to just get done out of the contract. They didn't want to do Halo anymore. They wanted to move on to Destiny and other games. But yeah, all sorts of other bullshit and contracts and assholes and whatnot. So
yeah,
then it switched to. That's when you definitely saw a massive switch in Halo and like its actual like how good it was and like its storytelling and its writers and whatnot. Because like I said, that's when the split happened, and then Bungie went and started. Like I said, that's when they started the game, the franchise, Destiny and all the shit that they were working on. And then another gaming company was founded by like, original devs from Bungie. They founded 343 Studios, and then they gave us, like I said, the rest of the Halos after that. And any and all of the bad decisions that have come from them since.
Oh, okay.
So Halo 4, Halo Wars, Halo 5 Guardians, which is just a fucking clusterfuck of a game. Which is a shame. Because like it had, like there's so much potential, and then don't even get me started on Halo Infinite. Don't get me started on Halo Infinite, because you want to talk about a game that just like, even following any and all of Halo, that game just happened out of nowhere. Like Halo, the only good thing that happened with Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2 was their massive cliffhangers. Huge cliffhangers that happened at the end of those games. Was like, oh my God, this is great. And then Halo Infinite comes out of East Bumfuck nowhere left field, and it just throws you in the middle of a random storyline out of nowhere. It was like a time jump of like 10 years from Halo 5. And apparently Halo 5, it's cliffhanger that happened. It came to its fruition and that story happened, but you don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
It just lives in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of fuck nowhere. Like, think of like you watched A New Hope and then Empire Strikes Back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next movie is The Last Jedi.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah, there is some characters and some people to reference back to from like, but like, there's apparently an entire storyline has been buttoned up and a brand new one is in full fucking swing, but no one knows shit.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is the only way I think you can actually describe how sloppy the storytelling got.
Yeah.
Throughout the fucking franchise. There's time jumps, but they don't explain the time jumps.
Right.
And just snuff out bullshit, which is really upsetting.
Yeah. It sounded like they just kind of like made a game to make a game and to continue trying to make a buck.
Yeah, because what's really annoying is that like it's got two of like the biggest tropes. Like if you want to make a game fucking awesome, you do. You make it open world and you could do whatever the fuck you want, and you give the player a fucking grappling hook. Like, that's like number one and like number three of how to make your game like the fucking shit.
Yeah. And
instead of the shit, you just take the word the out of that. Instead of making the shit, they just made shit.
Shit.
They just made shit. Like, it's fun. It's cool. Like I said, the actual, like the openness, I play that as its own standalone game. I play Halo Infinite as its own standalone. I try not to associate it with the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
because like I said, there's cool guns. There's a fucking grappling hook, man, and like all sorts of other fun shit, and like it's great, but it also sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, as its own, it's a great game. As an installment into the Halo franchise, it's a piece of shit. But back to all the fun stuff and the good stuff. Yeah, that is, believe it or not, my summarized opinion of the golden age and the best Halo games in chronological order. Halo Reach, Halo 1, aka Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo ODST, Halo 3.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I think just like the storyline and the way that you describe them, it does make me want to play the game.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's because you have an Xbox, right?
I do. Yeah.
I don't know how much it is. But do you have Game Pass?
I do. Yep.
You do have Game Pass?
Mm-hmm.
The Master Chief Collection, I'm pretty sure, is on Game Pass still.
Okay.
The Master Chief Collection is all of the Halo games.
Oh, okay.
It's Reach, Combat Evolved, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo 4. Yeah, so it's the story of Master Chief and like his before, his during, and his after kind of a thing. The only one's not included in that one is Halo 5, but trust me, that's a good thing. But Halo 5 is, I'm pretty sure all the Halo games are on Game Pass. They all should be on Game Pass.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you should.
Hell yeah.
And I would say play them in that order. So when you go to the campaigns,
mm-hmm.
they have them in like what is that? Not release order, but like that, like timeline order, like sequential order. So like the first one on the list is Halo Reach and then that one. So I would say play them in that order because the story is just better.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you talked me into Red Dead, and you know how I feel about Red Dead.
Red Dead is the greatest fucking video game that was ever made.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where like, yeah. So like, as where Red Dead is my favorite game, just because it's like relatable and however for actual story wise, why that's my favorite game. Halo is my nostalgia favorite.
Yeah.
Like I said, it does have a really good storyline, but you know, some other games have impeccable stories. Like I said, Red Dead, I think Red Dead's 1 and 2 have better stories to it. God of War, both the original and the reboot of it, I think have, you know, more compelling stories. Like Halo is essentially just a regular, there's bad guys doing bad things, stop them from doing bad things. There's not a lot of depth to it. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it's a playable action movie.
Well, which do you, between Halo and Warhammer, what do you like? Which is...
Between Halo and Warhammer?
Yeah.
What the hell kind of a question is that? It's like, what do you like better, tacos or other tacos? Like, That's not really an easy answer, even for someone with a normal brain. That's not my brain, because they're so wildly different. And they do very different itches and scratches kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would probably say, just for simplicity's sake, I'd have to choose Halo. It's impossible. It is impossible to summarize Warhammer. It is genuinely impossible.
Oh, I know, because there's like hours and hours and hours of the history.
And that's of just one faction. That's of one cell of one faction.
Yeah.
There's endless factions. Like, you can't even begin to... It's unfathomable. It really is unfathomable. Anything that can be is, when it comes to Warhammer. Nothing makes sense and everything makes sense. It's just... Though I think there is like a quote unquote canon storyline to it, if you will. So like if you think about it, I guess to kind of put it for our, I don't know, just one way so I don't talk and think myself into fucking circles here. I'll try to relate it to Marvel.
Okay.
So as to where each Marvel character has their run of movies, right? Captain America has his, Iron Man has his, Shang-Chi's going to have his, Black Panther has his, and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like all these different storylines that go of those ones, they all build on top of themselves.
Right. Okay.
All those characters have developed. But then there is the Avengers movies who, if you're going to, which I'll fight tooth and with my dying breath, the Avengers is the main chronological important storyline.
Yeah.
Where the other characters kind of come in and out, left and right, and how they interweave and how they also, their stories then also build on the actual main story. I guess gun to the head, if there is an actual, like, main quote unquote story that everything is kind of built on, it is like the Emperor and the Imperium and like these Space Marines. So like anyone knows Warhammer by the Ultramarines, the giant blue looking dudes. Those are the Ultramarines or the Space Marines from the Imperium. So like anything that has to do with them and anything that has to do with Commander Titus, that is arguably the that's kind of the shit. That's like the reference point people use when they talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Because like they are for the most part received as the quote unquote good guys. Very, very, very loose air quotes. There is no good person in Warhammer. They're all committing atrocities.
Oh.
All of them are committing atrocities. I'm telling you, there is no other way to explain it. There's no, so like I would say that like it's like comparing the Emperor to Darth Vader. One of them is very clearly bad.
Yeah.
Very bad and not good and evil and not good at all. The other one, they're definitely not good. They're evil. They are bad. They are homicidal, genocidal, sociopath. But it's obvious they're not as bad as the other one.
Got it.
Like, that's pretty much it. So it's like the Space Marines and the Imperium is Darth Vader, and the Tyranids are the Emperor.
Okay.
Like, there is nothing more evil than the Emperor in Star Wars. There's nothing more evil than the Tyranids in Warhammer. Their whole thing is just assimilate, replicate, devour. They don't, when they conquer a planet, it's not to conquer its resources. It's just to fucking conquer.
Mm.
They're wildly based off of xenomorphs. The original creators of Warhammer said that they based a lot of them off of xenomorphs.
Nice.
Even to their actual design of them. That they just, there is no, it's just feed.
Yeah.
Conquer and take its resources to save our planet like other aliens will do. It's just, and it's not even conquest to like rule, it's rule to eat.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way, there is nothing to them but eat.
You know, I like a good xenomorph.
Yeah, no, I'll send you a couple of, when we're done here, I'll send you a couple of whatever it is. When I had time to actually paint minis, I had a couple of Tyranids and I painted them, and a couple of them I was kind of, okay, what if I paint them like this one? So I took, their like main grunt kind of force thing.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, think of like a xenomorph and like a velociraptor were kind of put together.
Ooh.
That's kind of like their design, how they move, how they think, the overwhelming forces, blah, blah, blah. I took one and I painted it like blue from Jurassic World.
Uh-huh.
It's like the gray with like the little blue accents, so on and so forth. And I had to take one and paint it like a xenomorph. And like, it's not just like, okay, it's like a xenomorph. It's just all black. It's not. You'll see. I was very proud of myself when that one came out.
Clever girl.
Yes, but anywho. Well, that's my mama. That's Halo and a little bit of Warhammer.
Yeah. I mean, I think this has been, for me, it's been interesting because I really, I mean, I've always been aware of the games, but I've never played them. Um, and this has been like an interesting deep dive into the game.
Yeah, about 3/4 of the first episode, you don't find out unless you like read all the little. There's like in each of the games, there's like a little hidden terminal thing where there's like a cute little cutscene that they did or little extra little lore shits or whatever. You don't get any of that massively deep lore until like the fourth game. And even that just barely scratches the surface. Like all that deep lore came from like my brain and like reading shit and all sorts of other shit. Like you don't get all of that from the games.
Okay.
Yeah, like you don't even see a Forerunner or hear about you hear them mentioned. Like they're like kind of mentioned like, oh, Forerunners and all this other kind of fun shit. You don't even see them until the fucking fourth game.
But I like the fact that, there are games or, for whatever reason, whether it's, just been the makers of the game made them or fans have created this lore, but that like just lore associated with anything, like, I mean, there's lore in theories on Red Dead. There's, lore with this. I think it just makes it fun.
There's that 10-hour-long video I sent you of that one guy who did the deepest of lore on Destiny. Technically, he did 14 hours because he did a 4-hour cut before one of their videos. And then when that other game came out, like before like the quote-unquote end of Destiny was going on, he released a fucking 10-hour-long video.
Yeah.
It's some great fucking story, though. It is fantastic lore. It is beautiful. I love it so much.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. And I hope that these part 1 and part 2 either made you very nostalgic for the game or made you interested in checking the game out. Because I know it has made me interested in it. And so follow us on social media. Look for us, a new episode every Wednesday. Please like, share, do all the things. Again, the greatest thing that you can do for us is tell your friends, send them a link wherever you listen, and have them listen. And then those two people will tell those two people, and then those two people will tell, how it goes.
Insert joke about the flood.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Bye.
Honk.
I thought you'd give a Master Chief honk.
Oh, honk.
There you go.